Ladies and gentlemen, a word from Tony Khan. A dumbass word.
AEW, like the Pepsi of pro wrestling. WWE's like the Harvey Weinstein of pro wrestling.
And that's how we start off this episode of Superplex Party. Yeah, buddy.
Woo!
The Harvey Weinstein of wrestling.
Harvey Weinstein of wrestling. So
I don't even
I'm not even sure how to process that emotionally.
I'm broken. I don't even know what the fuck we're doing right now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another thrilling episode of Superplex Party. My name is Thomas Bishop. I'm known as the villain. I am one of your two co-hosts. Sitting right next to me is my tag team partner. We've been the World Tag Team Champions several times. Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce you, angry-ish, IT-ish nerd. Angry, say hello to the people, man.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in angry. Oh, I'm so that damn song is flooded my For You page, man. It's just it's infectious.
Listen.
That damn Joe Hendry song is just is so infectious. I'm
Listen,
not even gonna lie.
Joe Hendry is gonna be the first person in wrestling fucking history to nobody remembers any Joe Hendry match, but they damn sure remember that theme music. Like I remember,
exactly.
At least with Goldust is my favorite theme, but at least with Goldust, we could get,
you got
actual wrestling. The boy was the son of Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah, I got
talk about Joe Hendry, and I'm like, who the fuck is it? And then I hear the song, I believe in Joe Hendry. I'm like, hey, yo, that's too catchy. That's some bullshit. Hey, man.
I know, but this shit, it's so good, though.
It really is. It really is. I think Candyman would have been better received if he had a song that started off like that. Say my name and I'll appear. I believe in Candyman. Like, hey,
Candyman.
Hey, Candy. Hey, Candy. Just sit your bitch ass the fuck down. What is wrong? Why are you doing this? Oh my goodness. All right, so we took a hiatus because I moved, and now that I'm in the new digs and the office is the temporary office until the shed gets here is kind of shaping up. Got me a couple of posters, got the desk all taken care of. And I come back and we got to talk about Tony Khan.
And here I am thinking that we were done talking about Tony and we could kind of move on to we're NXT because spring break can happen, and we're going to talk about that, and then but no, Tony Khan said, "Nah, son,
we're never done with Tony Khan. This is the part I'm trying to understand. We're never done with this man."
Tony Khan said, "Nah, son, we ain't nah." Nah.
What's that shit you was talking about? Leaving? Nah, son. We're gonna talk about it, son. Like first, because like I said, we were on a hiatus last week because, again, I was moving. We got to start with the Jungle Jack return. Okay. I'm trying to be as nice about this as possible.
All right. So I'm going to start this off the same way as when I texted you about it. And to me, I don't know. All right, Thomas. I know you have been in a lot more fights than I have.
Yes,
I've been in a few.
I've been in a few.
You've been in a few.
I've had my fair share.
Yeah, but I'm fairly certain you've been in
a lot more.
A few more.
Yeah.
Now, I've been punched in the stomach. I've been punched in the chest. I've been punched in the face. I've been punched in the back. I've been punched literally everywhere in my body.
Oh my God.
But never in the entirety of my life have I ever been punched in my stomach and I felt completely on my back. Never in the entirety of my life.
Apparently, Jack Perry punches like Doomsday. What the fuck? That's a dark side Doomsday Thanos punch. He punched Tony
he punched him and he just went stiff. He just like pushed it.
It's the fact that he laid out like a corpse. Like,
And
why are we here?
arms this spread all the way out. And it's almost like it was an afterthought that he's like, oh, I got hit in the stomach, and he rolled over.
Why did he land like?
Why?
Listen, I don't. Okay, we gotta
Now,
start.
it's things that. Here's the thing.
This is bad.
It's segments and it's promos and it's things like this that give all of the haters and the
Naysayers and
all of the naysayers, everybody that gives them more fuel and more fodder that they need is that, oh, wrestling's fake. Oh, wrestling's fake. You see that phony bullshit. You see this phony. You see that shit.
See,
And
I
like,
know what they're trying to do. I know what they're trying to do.
Yes.
But they're so horrible at it. Okay. They're trying to pull an NWO
I get
angle. It. They're trying to do the DX thing. I get it, but
I get I see what they're trying to do.
It's just ass.
Yeah. It's just
what the fuck are you people?
I just don't know. Tony.
And here's the thing. The premise by itself was ass to start off with, because you were taking some real backstage shit. Mm-hmm. Tony Khan firing CM Punk and suspending Jack Perry. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then you're trying to blur the lines. The problem is it looks hypocritical because Tony Khan fired CM Punk and then took his bitch ass on television in Chicago the night of a pay-per-view or the night before a pay-per-view and said, I had to fire Phil Brooks. I fear for my life.
In Chicago.
It's like, wait a minute. You feared for your life, which nobody saw, so we really didn't have any fucking reason to go, hey man, you feared for your life over that bullshit? Like, yeah. So that was it. That was the thing.
And so again, from literally everybody, once they heard that Tony Khan first said, I fear for my life,
we had to go with it.
We had no
choice. We didn't know.
Because the only one that was talking was Tony, and everybody else signed the NDA, and the only one that was talking was Tony.
Yeah.
And then we find out, okay, is that Tony feared for his life, and so naturally everybody has something to say about it, which could basically boil down to is Tony's in the wrong line of work if he feared for his life like that.
You started hearing stories from old school wrestlers like, man. I was there when Sid Vicious stabbed Arn Anderson in the chest, in the stomach with a pair of scissors. They're going, the fuck?
He said that you feared for your life. And here's the thing, and those are during the days when they would get legit heat.
Yes.
When they would go out there
people in the
crowds wanted to stab them. When they had to go out and have cops and go out the back door and hide so they wouldn't get stabbed, they wouldn't get shot, and they wouldn't, what I'm saying?
The famous Ox Baker, Ernie Ladd story that Jim Cornette likes talking, and that, okay, it's a run-in Ox Baker that attacked Ernie Ladd. Ernie Ladd's laying on the ground, and Ox Baker's beating up on somebody, and you hear Ernie Ladd going, Ox, the natives are restless. And he says, Ox Baker says, just a little more heat, And it got so much fucking heat that people started throwing chairs into the fucking ring. And they had to have other baby faces come out because apparently Ox Baker was beating the brakes off of somebody. And Ernie's on the ground in the ring in this madcap chaotic shit going, Ox, the natives are restless. And Ox is just a little more heat. And it got so bad that other baby faces had to come out and get them the fuck out the ring. Because the crowd was going to kill them. That's a story that fucking Jim Cornette loves telling. Jim Cornette will tell his, and the way Jim Cornette, because Jim Cornette talks, he can mimic Ernie Ladd. So he's like, Ernie, he's like, ox, the niggers are restless. But you fear for your life. And again,
and until the footage, the only thing we had to go by was just what Tony Khan said.
That's just all we had to go by. If they left that footage alone, none of us would have ever given a fuck. We'd have been like, hey, yo, CM Punk was tripping. Like, we'd have been like, CM Punk goes on. The only thing we didn't know was just that, CM Punk lost his shit backstage. And then the only thing we had to go by was that, and then everybody else in the kind of WWE and on his return was, like, kind of confirming that he was he would lose his shit backstage. Yeah, like people like Dave Meltzer made it sound like CM Punk grabbed Tony Khan by the throat and threw him into some monitors and was knocking him.
Yeah,
that's because Dave Meltzer's an asshole. So had they never released that fucking footage, we wouldn't be starting on this path to Tony Khan corpsing in the ring and then talking about Harvey Weinstein. I want y'all to understand this path was the road was hoed many months ago. So in response to CM Punk, using his First Amendment rights to talk about what the fuck happened at his job, he ain't got no NDA for that shit. He might have an NDA for the brawl out, but he ain't had no motherfucking NDA for brawl in. In response, Tony, with his petty ass, he decides tonight we're gonna go after WWE. So first off, he sends out Will Ospreay out there, who is going to have this fantastic match, which according to Dave Meltzer was the greatest wrestling match on soil in human history, or whatever the fuck. And it gave it like
in his words. I want to say, kind of in his words, he said it was the greatest match on U.S. soil ever.
Like, the fuck? Like, I get it. It was a great match. Don't get me wrong. I saw parts of it. It was a great match, but I'm sorry. I saw Chris Benoit, Kurt Angle live. That shit, listen.
Yeah.
You want to talk about a match where you really was like, these people hurting each other. This hurts me to watch. That goddamn Chris Benoit, Kurt Angle match was the absolute fucking shit. Like, for a technical standpoint, the match between Bret Hart and Owen Hart was on American soil. The fuck are you talking about? I know it hasn't aged very well, but the Iron Man match between Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart, and Will Ospreay and Bryan Danielson. Bryan Danielson can have a good match with a broom. We already know that he's a fucking technical wizard, and he was even able to give Kenny Omega a good fucking match. But okay, so it was a great fucking match. But here's the problem. The match itself was great, but the build up to the match, you sent Will Ospreay out there to say something to Triple H, which I know a lot of other people have asked this question, but I'm asking myself, hey, Will, how do you know he's fucking talking about you? Could have been talking about Okada.
Yeah.
You out here telling on yourself. Who tries to on themselves when it comes to their contract?
Yeah.
What do you mean, bruv? I'm all for the grind, bruv. Like, hey,
he could
you were dry snitching on your goddamn self,
right? I mean, he could have been talking about Mercedes Moné.
Yeah, he could have. Mercedes Moné. She didn't want to come back. Maybe she didn't like the grind. The fuck, like, but it pales in comparison to let's release the footage, the backstage footage, because oh my god, I have a problem with Tony Khan. I mean, I have a problem with CM Punk. So the footage is leaked and
it confirmed everything CM Punk said, how it went. Even though we couldn't hear anything, there was no sound to it. You could read body language, and that body language said everything that it needed to say.
Bruh,
and
I've had harder fights with my little brother.
Yeah,
I'm not making it up. Me and my brother Rocky have had harder slap fights. I once dislocated his shoulder fucking around, and we was doing some shit harder than that. It was a push, a front face lock that lasted 3 seconds, and a pull apart, and one monitor got wobbled. It didn't fall over. It wasn't like he was.
It was just like
it wasn't like he was rampaging through the shit, and then CM Punk said some shit to him, walked the fuck out the door.
Yeah. And
So
the first inconsistency was that with the Bucks and Tony's story was who all was there. And we see clearly that, the people that they say were there was not there.
where the Bucks weren't it, the Bucks is like, this is the
Bucks
reason we lost our match against FTR. You weren't even there.
Yes.
The fuck did you get osmosis by accident? What the fuck are you talking about? You weren't even you wasn't even there.
You weren't even there.
Fuck?
And it's like,
The fuck do you mean? This is the reason we lost.
Oh,
Because we were so focused on being executive vice presidents that we almost forgot our match. Then pick a lane, bitch.
Then
Either you are
one.
an executive vice president or you a fucking wrestler. That sounds like a you problem. That sounds like us.
yeah.
So
Pick one.
So and then FTR, goddamn,
FTR.
FTR.
Here's the thing.
Damn.
They
God,
remind me. They remind me. They remind me of the Nicolas Cage of wrestling. They're
God.
great wrestlers in a bad promotion.
They just doing it now for the money. God.
They
And
got
I love FTR. I love FTR. FTR in the current WWE landscape would be the shit because we'd finally get a rematch of FTR versus DIY. We'd get FTR versus the fucking AOs, the Authors of Pain are back. Fucking, I mean, you could have a comedy match with R-Truth and Miz. You could have a fucking, you could beat the brakes off of. No,
what's the other ones? Not Authors of Pain. What's the other ones?
Street Profits.
Yeah, Street Profits too. Yeah,
they could. You talking about
what's the other big white guy? The ones that look like bookends.
Oh shit! Oh, the Creed brothers. The Creed brothers.
Yeah.
All these great fucking tag teams they could be wrestling right now, and they would clean up the tag team division. They would clean it up. It's like I feel bad.
I mean, if they were there currently in the WWE with that tag team scene that the WWE is building up now. Oh man,
I can see FTR with them goddamn new tag team belts on SmackDown. Jeez, but instead,
they're
here and
they're in AEW. Just
they had to play along.
Put in the Bucks over.
They had to play along with that shit and then put the fucking Bucks over. So now we're supposed to understand that the quadrillery, because it's got to be 5 matches. The pin theory or pintolery or whatever the fuck. It's like okay,
so it's not a 2 out of
3 out of 5. Now it's 3 out of 5.
We're doing a 3 out of 5, and then now what? We're gonna go best out of 7.
What the fuck? Like it's not. They're not that goddamn great, but they had to put the fucking Bucks over, which leads us. Oh my goodness, I can't. The further down this hole we get to the Harvey Weinstein comment, the worse I'm starting to feel about this shit. So, and
again, we're all. I don't know about you, but I'm thinking even at this point, okay, we're done with it.
Yes,
we're done with Tony.
Done.
They got their belts. They're happy. Tony's happy. He got his little petty video out of the way. The Bucks got their belts, and
everybody knows his side of the story was ass. So you're thinking.
So you thinking
this is it?
Said this is it.
This has got to be it.
Said we're done with this. The Bucks can go on and do their title reign.
Whatever the fuck.
And that's cool. Do your title reign. That's fine. All good. But then Tony again has to come back to this.
Oh my goodness! After
taking here.
Hold on, because we gotta slow cook this bitch. We gotta slow cook it. We gotta slow cook it.
So we haven't even got to the part yet.
No,
we're almost there.
We're almost there. So now the Bucks and Okada, who I gotta agree with Brian Last. He looks like Lurch. Like Okada does not look like he's having any fun whatsoever. Like Okada looks like the facial expression is like, bitch, I am here for the check. The check, bitch. Where is the check?
It's like, somebody gave me look. You can just tell, just like looking at his face.
He is bored.
Oh my God.
I signed up for this.
So just give me my check so I can go.
And he's like, I know he's thinking, Nakamura is over there at WWE. He say what you want to, but Nakamura over there at WWE. This motherfucker's doing WrestleManias. I'm over here with these
two jackasses.
He's thinking, bro, I made the wrong choice. Like
he's thinking like this. I'm sitting here with these two jackasses holding up this useless ass belt.
He got the Continental. Oh my God. Okay, so now they've aligned. It's the new elite or whatever the fuck. And at this time, this is the time where Kenny Omega decides to, hey, there's nothing wrong with fighting. Y'all should beat each other up. Yeah. And once in a while, punch a motherfucker in the face. You like, yo. Kenny is basically telling y'all pussy.
No, see, Kenny said this. Let's not forget it. He the whole point he meant was this, all right? And this is why everybody thought Kenny was a punk bitch.
Yes.
Because, see, this is why he said everybody thought Kenny was a punk bitch, because he's like, oh yeah, I'm all for talking that out, getting on the same page, let's work together, let's make some money, blah, 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 blah. But sometimes, in order to get to that point, sometimes you have
to bunch of motherfuckers.
Sometimes you got to throw fists. And if you got to throw fists to get to that point where you can talk and talk it out, that's what you got to do. Sometimes you just got to throw fists. And it's like, whoa.
And Kenny basically told him, hey, I was there to say dog, man. I just showed up to say dog. Them two went in there, they went in there and walked in there and got their ass whooped, and their man was in there. Their man was like, hey, where that dog at? Where that dog? I know there's a dog. Oh, come here. Come here, Larry. Come here.
And the thing is, I called it. Because when he went in there, he didn't go in there to fight. He went in there to talk it out. And the thing is, when he grabbed the dog, I knew he wasn't going in there to fight.
He was like, hey, talk it out, but I ain't come here to fight. he was like, hey, y'all fighting? He's like, y'all gonna fight?
Wait.
Because Ace Steel's ass was walking in there. Ace Steel cracking motherfuckers in the face when
Hey, and CM Punk was there. I mean, he's not gonna turn down a chance to practice his BJJ.
Oh my goodness! CM Punk was like, "Yeah, my arm might be hurt, but bitch, I can just put this foot down.
I got these legs though."
Kitty was like, where the dog at? Like Kitty. Hey,
come
here, Larry. Larry, come
here, little buddy. Let's go.
Larry, you don't want to be here for this. Larry, this is gonna be bad. Larry.
Yes.
It's not going to be bad for your owner. It's just going to be bad for the two dumb motherfuckers that walked in here with me. Come on, Larry. Let's go. Because they still said, come on.
Hey, Steel's like, I got
I know Larry was like, thanks, Kenny. I appreciate that, man, because that shit look bad, man. So, they man is out here throwing shade at their ass, right? So
throughout the whole time,
God.
They're talking shit back and forth, and Jack Perry's off in New Japan, and starting his whole scapegoat gimmick thing, whatever he's calling himself or whatever he's doing now.
We've said this before. Jack Perry is not getting over. Jack Perry's not getting over. I'm sorry. I know people like, but he's the son of Luke Perry and he's got hair. I don't give a fuck. You are never going to see an outpouring of people going, yo, man, I'm a Jack Perry fan. Not out loud. Maybe on a message board. Maybe, they'll tell somebody in a Twitter, in a Twitch stream. But ain't nobody out there fucking rocking Jack Perry. Jack Perry's not going to get over. I mean, for fuck's sake, if AEW really wants to talk about his 4 pillars, look at the 3. Look at the other 3 pillars. Darby Allin out here losing death matches with a bus.
And that's another story. We'll get to that, but
Jesus.
Just the thing.
That's fucked up.
And
fight with a bus. With a bus. Bus. Speedy recovery, Darby. Speedy recovery, but you are the motherfucker that likes jumping off high shit, so you getting these jokes. I'm sorry. You tried to cough and drop that bus, and that bus was like, kayfabe my ass, motherfucker.
You tried to cough and drop that bus. That bus almost cough and dropped you. That's what happened.
You got Sammy Guevara, who apparently has a problem with the Hardy family because he done gave both of their brothers a concussion at least.
Oh,
you know what I mean? So he's gone. And the brightest pillar is MJF, the most
and he's out on
polished. Exactly. And now he's having surgery. Listen, MJF looked at this shit on television. He was like, "Hey, what's up on that surgery? Can we do it now? How long will be out? Okay, like send no more, fam. I got you." It's like MJF saw Tony Khan corpse in the ring and said, "Hey, remember that shoulder surgery? My shoulder still ain't feeling right now. Let me go and get this thing."
I didn't get this. I got a little.
Maxwell
twinge.
said, Maxwell said, "Hey, how long is my contract? Are they doing what they just do? Hey, doc, I can't even move the arm no more. Like my whole neck, everything here down hurt. Do the surgery."
So you know what? My leg too.
Why you at it? Hey, my hip ain't feeling too good, man. Hey, I'm 26. Hey, come on. I'll heal fast. And he's still getting paid for it. MJF was like, "I refuse to go back on that boat." That is the Jericho line on the iceberg.
And the thing is,
it's a damn shame.
And this whole scapegoat thing that Jack Perry's doing.
A scapegoat.
It's not getting. Just like you said, it's not getting over.
It isn't because nobody gives a fuck.
No,
nobody cares.
Maybe he'll gain some interest if he comes with a different gimmick. Because obviously the heel turn isn't working. The baby face to a heel turn that didn't work. No, that horse that horse is currently out fucking another horse in the field, and they trying to close that barn door. Jack Perry is so damaged. He got to leave the wrestling business for about a fucking year. Work on his goddamn craft. Work on his fucking promos. Work on something because nobody gives a fuck about Jack Perry. Nobody gives a fuck about Jack Perry. Nobody. He was cool when he was with Jurassic Express, but they had Marco Stunt and Luchasaurus that was booking in his ass. He looked like a fucking star because he was next to them two motherfuckers. Nobody gives a fuck about Jack Perry. No, Jack Perry is not moving a motherfucking thing. He's not. And in a minute, I will tell you exactly how I know this. But let's go ahead. So the Elite show up and Jack Perry is there, and he wants to talk to Tony in the ring. So the owner of AEW gets his motherfucking ass in the ring. Now, we've seen owners in the ring before. We've seen Vince do shit. We've seen Dixie Carter do shit. We've seen Scott D'Amore do shit. Okay, so owners in ring, not a problem. But Tony has got to be the dumbest motherfucker on the face of the goddamn earth to believe that the setup is fucked up because Tony never did say, "Hey, this is the reason I suspended you, motherfucker. You cost me a couple of mil. I was selling a whole lot of merch, and then I had to get rid of the reason we were selling the merch." So Tony believing him was stupid, and he's over there giving out the thumbs up. Stupid ass. Shaking his hand, hugging the man,
shaking his hand and giving him the Tony Khan hug, and Jack Perry turns on him. Which we saw that shit coming.
Everybody saw coming.
That shit had a goddamn spotlight on it. Of course he was going to turn on him.
So it's like
just the way he did it.
And it's almost like it's almost like he had a earpiece in, and it's like cue the turn in 3, 2, 1.
Bing! Like it's the turn that we all saw, which is fine. It's the fucking
and you turn on him. Okay, cool. Owners in the ring, not unusual. The owner getting attacked by the wrestler because of an angle. Okay, not unusual. We've seen that as well.
These are the worst actors I've ever seen. Can I say this? These are the literal worst actors I have ever seen. Dog, I have seen adult films that look like fucking Sophie's Choice or Gladiator compared to this shit. These motherfuckers can't act for a goddamn. Like, we didn't see that coming. And Okada, look.
and Okada.
Okada, man.
And here's the thing, I'm with Cornette on this one. I'll start calling him O'Cody because
He
he
really
just comes out
does.
because he does look like a Japanese Cody.
Listen, I equate him to what would happen if you bought your Cody Rose from Temu and then washed it.
Yes,
That's
you
what
get Okada.
you get Okada. Like he's sitting
just
here,
and just sitting there just looking bored as hell with a
yeah, like this.
with a. It's like I got this belt, but it don't mean shit. It's like and I'm just hanging out with these two jackasses.
Can we be honest? That goddamn flipping fucking spike pile driver shit has got to be the worst thing ever. Like, and Tony
like
Khan, which we gonna get to the next part, but Tony Khan literally sat here and said how devastating of a move it is. It's so devastating that they had to name it after the guy that was handing them stars like he was giving them crack cocaine. The Meltzer driver. What the fuck?
And then renamed it to the Tony Khan driver.
The Tony Khan driver. So they did all of this bullshit. All of this bullshit. And I'm going to give you the numbers. I'm going to give you the numbers because you got to get the numbers before we get into this fucking bullshit.
So hold up. Before you get into that actual number, what's kind of the average that has been before then?
Okay, what's the average? What's been the average? What's
the average from? I remember it's been right at around like 750 ish, 750,000 ish viewers. So now, that's kind of been the trend that's been going for the past
couple of months. We'll just go
couple of months, almost. I'd say
sometimes it goes up 8, 9.
I'd say about 6 months. Let's say 6 months.
Yeah, because
and it's been
a really
steadily,
big number with their bullshit, but
because they've been going from million viewers down to about 750.
Yeah, so we'll go
over around 6 months.
Yeah.
And so now, drum roll, please, and tell us what was the viewership on this.
The average viewership was 683,000 people. 683,000 fucking viewers, according to WrestleNomics. That you did all that. You wasted your motherfucking father's goddamn money on this bullshit, and you did not even crack 700,000. You did not even crack 700 fucking thousand average for that bullshit.
And throughout that whole thing, your father was the one that was the best actor out of all of them.
They brought Shad in. Shad is a motherfucking billionaire. He is the owner of several sports teams. He does not have time for this. Listen, I love my sons to death. I do. I love my boys to death. And if they owned a fucking wrestling company, hey, I'd help them. Here's some money. Go get the best wrestlers. Put on the best. But for that, oh no. I'd have smacked the shit out of my son. Listen, while his ass is laying in the ring and all these other fucking wrestlers, which by the way, nobody came out to help him. Like nobody came out after the punch.
Like,
nobody? Don't nobody?
Like, I mean, not like nobody. Like, I mean, come on, man. I get. You know, you're not going to have your best friend, your best friend or your homeboy or anybody that's going to have your back like your man, 50 grand, 100 grand, 4 down, 4 flats like a Cadillac.
Nothing. The legal department didn't come out.
Said, look, not even somebody that just like, hey man, he signs my checks. Yeah. Look, I gotta go fight. I gotta at least do something because he signs my checks.
Lance Archer couldn't have came out. Motherfucking Samoa Joe. Maybe your fucking current world heavyweight champion, Swerve Strickland.
I mean, damn, not even Prince Nana came out to try to dance and distract him. Like, hey,
nothing. Like, come
nothing, nobody.
And then you had your motherfucking father out there looking like. I get it. Again, I don't expect a whole lot of acting prowess from the Khan family, but even his father looked at him like, "This is
what we doing."
This is where my money went. This right here. This is what my money went to. Like, he looked like the sort of father that says this shit. Like, when he was growing up, I'm pretty sure he looked at Tony with a bunch of wrestling magazines and go, "This is what my money went to? This? The fuck?"
No, he's probably thinking to himself, is like, what in the hell bullshit is this?
And all of that for under 700K fucking average viewers.
Yeah.
And
the thing is, and before then, it just got like what? Like the week before, it was like 650 or 600 or some shit like that.
Yep, which we expected because
it's been going
it's been going down. The pay-per-view was going to be big. But look at all the shit that they fucking ruined with this shit. They literally fucked over their own brand new world heavyweight champion. You got him out there wrestling Kyle Fletcher or whatever the fuck his name is.
Kyle Fletcher. And it's like, who the fuck is Kyle Fletcher?
How did Kyle Fletcher get a damn title match? World champion?
How the fuck did Kyle Fletcher become #1 contender for
anything?
World champion when his ass is barely on anything?
Like, seriously, this is the show that had the worst motherfucking Royal Rumble-esque fucking match I've ever heard of in my entire life. It's a gauntlet match with a bunch of people, and the only way to win is to pin the motherfucker. Where they do this at? That's weird.
Hold up, I don't understand. How in the absolute fuck was this a gauntlet match? Because here's the thing with gauntlet matches. What I know from gauntlet matches from the 80s and the 90s and from the time when I started watching wrestling, you got a guy. He's got to basically
run a goddamn gauntlet.
He's got to run a gauntlet and beat X amount of guys or these specific guys in order to
to get something,
win the title or win a shot or to win something, and
this one was for the fucking the AMP title, the fucking all Atlantic Pacific whatever the fuck title,
the Intercontinental Breakfast title.
Yeah, like the one that Roderick Strong is walking around here that Orange Cassidy made famous. But and the winner inevitably was fucking Will Ospreay, who's going down. Okay, that might be a good fucking match. Why didn't you just give it to him simply off of that? What the fuck? Like, you gonna make it go through this bullshit?
Yeah, but here's the thing: is that's usually how a gauntlet match goes. Is that you get the one guy, he has to go through the set amount of guys. The one guy has to go through and do all that. That's kind of how a gauntlet match works. But this one is more like like how you said, it was a combination of Royal Rumble, but it ended with a one fall.
And that's what I'm saying. We've even seen gauntlet matches where it starts off with two regular wrestlers. They go in, they wrestle, one pins the other one.
And even something like that.
And the next guy comes out. Yeah, like,
and they wrestle
keep going until there's one person left.
Right.
The fuck kind of weird, but that wasn't even the worst part. You had Willow Nightingale out there celebrating. So Swerve Strickland doesn't get a celebration. He's your brand new world heavyweight champion, the hottest fucking baby heel or heel face person in the entire fucking company. He don't get no goddamn celebration, but Willow Nightingale gets one. And then you bring Mercedes Moné in there. She can't wrestle yet. She still hasn't been cleared. So if that's going to be your big feud between Willow and Moné and Mercedes, why do you keep putting her ass out in the ring? So, but again, this is the same company that keeps bringing Adam Cole's ass out there. Adam Cole has a bad ankle or a bad foot or a bad leg or gangrene or he got bit by a zombie. We don't even fucking know, but they won't let the man just leave to go to heal. And by the time MJF gets back from his surgery and Adam Cole finally heals the fuck up, that shit is going to be ice fucking cold. I don't remember why the fuck he's mad at him.
No, nobody's going to care. Because
Nobody
at that
gives
point,
a shit now. They're not gonna give a shit in a
because
year.
here's the thing: is that when he lost the title, he lost it to Samoa Joe. Now Samoa Joe's lost it to Swerve. Nobody's going to care whether or not
Nope.
that Adam Cole screwed him out of the title. Nobody's going to care about that.
And the
Hell,
thing is,
they're not going to, because hell, by that time, the only reason that Swerve then is not going to get any kind of notoriety then is because MJF would be back, and then now they're going to push MJF to the title again, and it's like
it won't even. No,
the
they're gonna put the next world champion is gonna be fucking Will Ospreay. Tony Khan has half of a fucking hard on to give that fucking title to Will Ospreay. And the crazy part about it is you put him in a heel stable. He wrestles as a baby face with a bunch of heels against heels. He just had this fantastic, the greatest match since they put ropes on a ring against fucking Bryan Danielson. You want him to be your world champion, so just fucking make him your world champion. Why the fuck would you? Why you gotta put it on nothing? Yeah. They're giving Swerve absolutely fucking nothing. Not a goddamn thing. Why not
here's
Swerve
the thing.
in the match with fucking, Will Ospreay in the match with Swerve and Samoa Joe, if that's where you go in the first fucking place, because everybody can see it. You gonna give him the AMP title?
So look, and here's the thing. Every time, and it was with WCW, ECW, WWF, WWE. I don't give a fuck who it was. Whoever won that title the next night on TV, they would usually open it up.
Yep.
Give their little, hey, I worked hard. It was a long road, blah, blah, blah. I finally made it. I'm the champion. And then comes out? The next challenger it comes out, interrupts them, and said, you ain't nothing. I'm going to be the champ. I'm the real champ. I'm the champ. Blah, 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 blah. And
fucking Rock did it to Cody the night after WrestleMania.
Yes.
Cody's a SmackDown wrestler on Raw with the world title. Everybody's cheering for him. Who's the first motherfucker that comes to challenge him? The fucking Rock.
Yes.
So but we open this show with Matt and Nick and Okada getting out of a car. The fuck that got to, what is this?
What's that got to do with your world champ?
Nothing. And that's why I said, as much as people really want to get behind Swerve, and I want to get behind Swerve, they fucked him over for this bullshit with the goddamn Tony Khan corpsing out like a goddamn crash test dummy. They fucked Swerve over. And that is not something that bodes well for Swerve Strickland. It doesn't. He is becoming an afterthought, and he's the goddamn world champion. They just keep setting up on Will Ospreay, which, it's kind of obvious at this point.
Yeah.
It's
obvious they're going to set him up to be the world champ. So it's
of course.
What
was the point of putting the belt on Swerve in the first place?
Yes. What was the point of pushing Swerve and putting the belt on Swerve? Why? Just because everybody loved the Nana dance?
That's exactly it. They love the Nana dance. They love the fact that Swerve will go out there and if you have a hardcore match, he's gonna give you a hardcore match. You want to do technical, he'll do technical. Swerve is a good fucking wrestler, but I'm not even watching fucking Dynamite tonight. I'm just gonna wait because I can already tell Swerve Strickland is not going to be the centerpiece of the show. He isn't. You know who's the centerpiece? Fucking Tony Khan getting flipped the fuck over, and the Bucks and Okada.
It's gonna be Okada, the Bucks, and Tony Khan. That's gonna be the whole show.
Exactly. And please get the fuck out of my face. Go home, Heat, Jack Perry. Which brings us to the NFL draft.
Oh my God. And then
oh my God. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we know kayfabe is done. We already know kayfabe is done. There is no kayfabe. We understand that.
So, I would say it like this. I would say kayfabe is not completely done. It's morphed into I call it a kayfabe 2.0, in which a lot of wrestlers now use their social media
Yep.
One big example is Drew McIntyre.
Oh,
To further his heel,
yes.
his heel character.
Yes.
You know, and the thing is that when you look at Tony Khan taking the Tony Khan driver, it is just like how we open up the show and say it is the fakest, phoniest looking thing ever.
And it was the softest version of that damn move ever done.
And
like it don't even look like. Did his head even hit anything?
No, his head never hit anything.
Nothing.
He literally the most I heard on him was him landing on whoever's shoulders he was on.
Yeah, like
Matt or Nix, and that little jab to his gut or whatever.
That was it. So
that was it.
We get it. People
and
are trying to keep kayfabe alive, but
I understand.
The NFL draft,
the keeping kayfabe alive and trying to do all that. I get it. You know, that's
then just
part of your whole
be
story.
On the screen. On screen. They had him in the fucking command center of the Jacksonville Jaguars in a fucking neck brace. Are you kidding?
Yeah. And here's the thing, and he's doing all kinds of
that, man.
And he's doing like shit like this. He's doing
thank you. Angry, I thought I was the only one that saw that. I thought I was the only
And I'm like, hold up.
I thought I was the only fucking one that saw that.
I'm like, motherfucker, if your neck is supposed to be and they Tony Schiavone. Tony Schiavone, I salute this man for doing his job the best that he can with knowing the ridiculous shit that he has to say, and I give this man kudos. I give this man his props for trying to keep as straight a face as he possibly can without having to say, what is this bullshit?
What the fuck?
Every week. I commend that man for not having to lose his absolute shit every week.
I thought I was the only fucking one that saw him do that.
He did his best trying to say Tony Khan got all kinds of just lacerations and all kinds of surgeries and this and that and blah 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 because he suffered all kinds of injuries with his neck. And then Tony Khan holding up a goddamn cup of coffee and he's just like, yeah, you know, it's the most dangerous move in wrestling. It's the pile driver,
and
which is actually Tony Khan driver. And he's like, you know, and he's looking at the camera and it's like he's facing this way. The camera's like his, and he's like, yeah, you know, and it's like
the only one. He did that on fucking night one of the NFL draft. He is sitting in the command center in a chair, holding on to, I guess, a card, and he looks up and turns. What are you doing?
He looks up and turns, and
I mean, seriously, all I saw was the commercial when they said the Jaguars are on the clock. Tony Khan, I said, "Hey, whoa!"
He said it looks like that
motherfucker just,
and then
he just turned his fucking neck with that bullshit on.
No, and I don't just again, and then gave a big cheesy ass smile.
I'm stupid
with a cup of coffee. He's like,
see, I got a neck break. You simple motherfucker.
And here's the thing, and Jim, and I take this back to the 80s and 90s when, you know, Bobby Heenan and Jim Cornette and you know, like the
Paulie Dangerously,
like the chicken shit heel managers. You know, they would get hurt, and then they would wear the neck brace, and then, you know, whenever they were supposed to be, you know, injured like that,
yeah,
you know, you would see them, they would do like this, and then surprise, surprise, middle of the match when, you know, their guys is facing a baby face for the title. They take the brace off, and then I can move all the time, and then bam.
Fucking John Stossel took two smacks from goddamn David Schultz and fucking took him like a champ. Well, he didn't take him like a champ. He fell on his fucking face, but he wasn't walking around with a neck brace. I'm like, what did you say? Excuse me? What the?
Yes. It's like, come on.
But that wasn't even the worst part. Again, I told y'all we slow cooking this bird. So let's get to the worst fucking part of this entire endeavor. And before I begin, let me once again play this so that everybody can hear it.
Okay, we get to
AEW like the Pepsi of pro wrestling. WWE's like the Harvey Weinstein of pro wrestling.
Just okay. All right. Okay.
I'm going to say, I'm going to share the sentiment that Eric Bischoff and Jim Cornette and Dutch Mantel
and Vince Russo
and Vince
fucking Russo
has said,
get them 4 people on the same fucking page.
All 4 of them, all 4 of those motherfuckers said the same thing. Keep the WWE out your fucking mouth. You worry about your own goddamn product.
Listen, I get it. Vince McMahon has always been the boogeyman of wrestling. I get that. That motherfucker has done some ruthless, fucked up, asshole bullshit. I understand it. Both inside the ring and outside the ring, behind the scenes, in his personal life. Yes, I get that. I understand that. But I made a video about this. These are not the people that are currently beating the fuck out of Tony Khan. The people that are currently beating the fuck out of Tony Khan are Nick Khan and fucking Paul Levesque, Triple H. They are the ones running WWE. Right now, that shit is hotter than fish grease. That is the hottest fucking shit, thanks to one of your former executive vice presidents in Cody Rhodes, a guy that you fired in CM Punk, Paul Levesque booking, Nick Khan handling business. This idea that Tony Khan can bark at a dog that's twice his fucking size has got to stop. That Harvey Weinstein crack was not for WWE. That was for Vince McMahon. But Vince McMahon ain't got to do with the company right now. So
that was a straight up jab at Vince.
But it's a jab at Vince. And Vince ain't even in the fucking match anymore.
No, and the thing is, when he made that statement, I want to say it was like literally the day after Vince sold all of his TKO stock.
That motherfucker's gone. Or at least he walked around with $2 billion for no reason whatsoever.
He said it after it was announced. So he probably could have sold it like, a couple days beforehand or like a week beforehand or some shit like that.
Yes. He also said it a day, either the same day or a day after Harvey Weinstein's fucking conviction in New York got overturned. So people are pissed off about this shit. And you say this? This motherfucker needs a PR team. Tony Khan,
Tony Khan needs to learn the subtle art of shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck, because it is doing a disservice to his wrestlers. Because at the end of the day, I gives less than a fuck who owns this shit. I don't care. The owner never mattered to me in wrestling. I just so happen to know him because I'm into wrestling. But the wrestlers themselves, I'm there for them. I want to see them. I don't want them to hurt, but I want them to be. I want them to entertain me. Tony Khan is now more entertaining than the product he's putting out. Like, dog, shut the fuck up. You don't talk. When it comes to WWE, Tony Khan needs to pretend like they are Candyman. You say their name 5 times, bitch, they come. As long as you ain't saying their name, they don't give a fuck. And think about this. All the jabs that Tony Khan has been sending WWE's way in 3 weeks?
Right.
And how many answers has he gotten back? None.
A big old fat zero.
I know Triple H sat in his office was like, we're the what? I know Nick Khan probably called Triple H was like, hey, did you hear what that little goof said?
No, what probably ended up happening is that it was probably when Triple H found out, it was probably from Kevin Nash or like X-Pac or somebody like that that saw it.
Yeah, like Paul.
Yo, man, did you see this one thing that Tony said? And he's
like, the
hell?
What? And I get it. There's going to be a stench on WWE for a hot minute because WWE, Vince McMahon was WWE. And I understand that. It's going to be a stench on him, which is why they're putting in a new era. It's the reason Stephanie McMahon came back. It's the reason Triple H is more out front than he was in the back. It's the reason The Rock came back. It's the reason that we got Cody Rhodes as a fucking babyface world champion. It's the reason, Roman Reigns lasted as long as he did. It's the reason we're getting better storylines and newer fucking wrestlers, and they're signing people like fucking Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga and stuff like that. It's the reason they're doing all of that is because they're trying to get that stench off of him. But for Tony Khan, they're improving. You are stuck. You don't even talk. Don't say shit to them. If a motherfucker is doing 10 times better than I am in some shit that I have invested money in, I ain't mentioning that motherfucker. That's motivation. Like, hey, I'm not gonna mention them, but goddamn it, I'm gonna beat them one day. And you put out a better product. You go out there and you put out better matches. You have a world champion, of the first black AEW world champion. Why the fuck isn't this motherfucker on Regis and Kathy Lee and what's that boy name?
Michael Strahan.
No, is it Michael Strahan or is it
Shannon Sharp?
No,
not Shannon Sharp or Michael Strahan.
No, it's fucking the dude that did American Idol, the white boy. Can't think of his name. Shit, the host. Fuck.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. I can't think of his name.
Like, I would have had Swerve Strickland on Club Shay Shay tomorrow. Like, I would have had Shannon Sharp interviewing Swerve Strickland tomorrow.
Right now, Swerve should be literally everywhere.
Yes,
on social media.
He should be on the Breakfast Club.
He should be everywhere. He should be on the Breakfast Club. He should be on Club Shay Shay. He should be literally
everywhere.
Every spot in Dynamite and Collision and Rampage. He should be the very first motherfucker you see, and the last motherfucker that closes out that show. It should be Swerve fucking Strickland.
You have made history with your first black heavyweight champion, and the best you can give him is Kyle fucking Fletcher. But you can take your monkey ass on television and say, and did you see the
thing is, and what made it even fucked up is that he put that as a mid-card match.
Jesus.
That's your world champ.
Dude.
That is your world fucking champ. How do you have your world champ in a mid-card status?
Dude, did you
see? And the thing is, in that main event, you had Jon Moxley, a man who is the IWGP champ. Well, not anymore. But at the time, he
lost it? Who'd he lose it to?
I think no, I'm wrong. I take that back. He still got it. I thought he lost it. No. I thought he lost it to somebody, but
people over in New Japan are not happy about that either. Like,
and here's the thing:
they're turning New Japan into a farm system for AEW. Like the fuck? No,
I was thinking Nick Nemeth.
Oh,
he's the one that he lost it to. I'm assuming he lost it to.
Probably.
I keep thinking want to call him the plumber to the plumber. Plumber Moxley.
Lord, no. I hope not. But like,
that's what I'm thinking, because and that was your main event.
That was your main event.
Your world champ was a mid card, but another promotions champ. He's the main event on your flagship show, not your main champ, and not your world champ.
Swerve literally could be making the rounds right now. If you have no feud for him, then send his ass out on a media blitz. Tony Khan seems to believe, and this is what I think is the biggest problem with Tony Khan. Tony Khan seems to believe that the biggest salesman for AEW is Tony Khan. No, motherfucker, I don't know you. I only know you because you won't shut the fuck up. You have Nyla Rose on your fucking roster. Why can't she do media? Why can't she not do and it doesn't have to be wrestling related. Just the announcement of Nyla Rose on a show someplace, AEW wrestler Nyla Rose. Swerve Strickland could be out there all the fucking time, every single day. He could be out on Hot 101. He could be out on Club Shay Shay. He could be out on different podcasts. Give him, hey, we're going to send you out on a media blitz. If it's a podcast, I don't give a fuck. Just make sure you tell everybody you were the AEW world champion. Have his ass out there. Have So you already know MJF is on the shelf. You know he's on the shelf for at least a year. So why the fuck can't he be out there promoting AEW?
And here's the thing.
And MJF is one of the most charismatic motherfuckers on a microphone. Put him out there.
And here's the thing. When MJF was heavyweight champ, you saw his ass everywhere. Every interview.
He produced a fucking wrestling film.
Yeah, the interviews. He was there. You would see they would push that on Dynamite.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Any little thing he did, they pushed that on Dynamite. He was at the Jewish
Jewish athlete
Hall of Fame celebration. Celebration thing that he was attended.
Mm-hmm.
And that was promoted on Dynamite.
Mm-hmm.
So you're telling me
you're
telling me that there's not one thing that Swerve can't, just go and talk to kids at a school. You telling me that Swerve can't, you telling me that he can't, go to African American, sponsored athlete type of thing. You're telling me that there's nothing.
Nothing. Are you serious right now? Like Swerve should be out there.
And even with Samoa Joe, when he was champ, you would see him be out in public in social media.
Yep.
Samoa
Joe's ass was
and he was only there just for a couple months.
Yes. He was the fucking clown in that damn show that was on Peacock, the Twisted Metal show.
Yeah, Twisted Metal, yeah. And he was a Sweet Tooth.
Yes. So again, this is what I mean. Tony seems to believe that he is the best salesman for his product. No, motherfucker, the best salesman for your product is the people that are in the product, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
You have a fucking roster full of wrestlers. Now, don't nobody want to talk to Chris Jericho, except for maybe Fox News. Okay, so you want to put a cool, great.
No, if on your last pay-per-view, the crowd was yelling, "Please retire."
Oh, wow. I forgot.
That was their chant was, "Please retire."
Please, like, do us a favor and don't ever come. Chris Jericho has "please get the fuck out" heat. Like that's
yes.
So he'll be perfect on Newsmax, but nobody else want to see him.
Yeah, he'll be great on Newsmax.
Yeah, but you mean to tell me all these hot new stars all these stars that you have? Okay, so you like yourself some Willow Nightingale. Let her do some fucking PR for you.
Yes.
Do you remember last year we tried to get Nyla Rose on Plot Holes?
Yep.
And not because, oh, wow, she's a wrestler. She's a movie buff. We love movies. So we wanted to get Nyla Rose on there. That's exposure for AEW. No.
Yes.
Some motherfucker, your father owns the Jacksonville Jaguars. Okay, fine, great. All right, we understood that. But you take that moment, and it's funny because he did the same thing he always does. He always plugs the dates and times of his shows. You don't plug the wrestlers on that show, which is weird. Mm-hmm. That is I've never seen an owner do that. Because even Vince McMahon will talk in a general sense, but when you talk about the product, he was Hulk Hogan and Roddy Piper and Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah.
We've got Macho Man Randy Savage and Elizabeth. We got Ricky Steamboat. We've got the British Bulldogs and the Hot Heart Foundation. He's over here talking about Dynamite, 8 o'clock Eastern. What are you doing?
And Vince, and the difference is with him and Vince is like, Tony's like, catch us on Dynamite on Wednesdays at 8. Vince would be like, we got these great superstars coming in. We got Hulk Hogan. We've got Bret Hart. We've got the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. We've got Big Daddy Cool Diesel. Catch him every Monday night at Raw.
Exactly. Like, okay, so you want people to tune in. What the fuck are they going to see?
Yeah,
Jon Moxley bleed again? Like, man,
So what are we tuning in for?
What are we tuning for?
For the same 5 people
for
the young
Bucks.
Bucks, for the Bucks, old Cody and Moxley. If he hasn't bled.
Yeah, like,
hey,
Moxley had a sandwich and bled all over the place. Yay. The motherfucker.
If he hasn't bled so much, where he's lost consciousness.
Yeah, like, oh wow, he did it again. You don't promote the company that way. And the Harvey Weinstein crack, like, bruh. And then he called AEW the Pepsi.
The Pepsi
of wrestling. What is the comparison between Pepsi and Harvey Weinstein? The fuck that got to do? This shit is an exception level fucking thing.
And here's the thing, and we all know kind of his whole meaning behind all of this shit AEW is a great and a safe product, you know. Hey, you can go you could be in the woods with a bear with us.
Yeah.
And you'll be fine.
Like, what the fuck was that? That was it just none of that made any sense. Like, I get it. You want to play the dozens with somebody. Okay, cool. I play the dozens. Your mama jokes, shit like that. Great, fantastic. Yeah. You don't bust out with some shit that don't even make any fucking sense. Your mama's so smart. She does blah, 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 blah. What? Did you compliment my mother? What the fuck? What is that? Like,
your mom's so smart.
Made any sense?
Your mom's so smart. She does calculus in her head. Wait,
like,
what?
What? The fuck was that an insult? Like,
okay.
Okay, thank you, I guess. And then you're throwing shots at a company. You're throwing shots at a guy who no longer works for the company that you're mad at.
Right.
Why didn't you just throw shots at the guy you was mad at? You know,
and here's the thing.
Pepsi of wrestling, Vince McMahon's the Harvey Weinstein, and the WWE is the Coke. What the fuck?
You're mad at him.
Things that don't even make any sense.
No, and you're mad at somebody that just like, yo, I'm fucking done.
Like, what?
And you're mad at him because he's done?
How do you insult at a motherfucker that ain't even paying any attention to you? Like, do you think?
And it's like he doesn't
Triple
care
H has a driver. Man. Triple H has a driver that he gets in his car every morning. And they drive him to the office. You know, he kisses Stephanie. Stephanie goes and does her thing. Kisses his girls. Hey, girls, have a good day at school. Daddy loves you, blah, blah, blah. He leaves. He gets in his car. He goes to work. You might see Nick there. Nick, hey, Nick, how you doing? Is everything good? You know, we go over these budget numbers and stuff. And here's the ratings for Raw, and here's the ratings for SmackDown, and here's what NXT is doing. He might call up Shawn Michaels and say, hey, what's going on over in NXT? We got what good we got? Well, hey, you know, we just made Trick Williams our new world champion, man. He's the hottest thing, but we're gonna, you know, work on him a little bit more and we'll get him up there. He's like, hey, okay, so do we want to do a press junket for Trick Williams? Why the fuck not? Because Trick Williams,
absolutely.
One of the, I mean,
yeah,
you know, work on the ad libs, work on the Booker T ad libs for his fucking triumphant debut on fucking Raw or whatever. Okay, Tony Khan, like, do you think at any point in Triple H's day he goes, fucking Tony Khan said something about our company? Yeah, no, he doesn't.
No, it's not.
He looks at the stock price.
No. Paul Levesque does not go and look at his phone and say, "Oh my God, let me go on X and see what Tony. Go on X and see what Tony Khan said about me today. He called
I can't believe he said he called WWE Harvey Weinstein. What the fuck?
Come on, man.
I know both of them looked at that and said that don't even make any sense. Like, I get it, he's going after Vince, but motherfucker, he ain't here. They even said Vince's office is now like a tomb. It has been closed off. None of the shit in that office has been changed. It still has that goddamn dinosaur in the back of it. And it probably smells like Grecian formula and dog shit. But you're not talking, he ain't there. That's what I do. Yeah. And Tony made an insult to a motherfucker that ain't there. How you fight with somebody? How you fight with a company that don't recognize you? And a dude that ain't there no more. The fuck? Like, why don't you just call them Subway sandwiches? Like, and the thing is, there were so many other insults he could have put in there. What the fuck? You could have called him RC Cola. You could have called him Fanta. You could have said the shit that the Juggalos drink, that fucking Fago. He's like, we're the Pepsi of wrestling. They're the Fago. You went Harvey Weinstein?
You could say, we're the Pepsi of wrestling, or we're the Coke of wrestling, and they're the prime of wrestling.
Exactly.
And just kind of
right there. It was right on.
Kind of throwing shade at some shade and at prime.
But they know for a fact they can't because they got Woo energy over there. Ric Flair's fucking energy drink, which has cordyceps in it, and I'll never drink it. Motherfucker, I watched every episode of The Last of Us. You kissed my ass, and it never happened. When I saw what was watered by, I was like, cordyceps? Wait a minute.
Didn't it was supposed to have like 40 times of like the safe amount or something? And
I'm good.
Like something insanely high or some shit like that.
Like, it's got 40% more of your daily nutritional needs of cordyceps. I'm good. I've seen The Last of Us. I can't wait for season 2, but I don't be drinking that shit. If I find out anything I'm drinking has cordyceps in it, I'm done. I watched them episodes.
For my nutritional health, I need 0%.
I need 0. Listen, I saw that fucking thing come up out the ground, the fucking bloater. It was knocking over shit and smashing cars, and you want me to drink some of that shit? You kiss my ass. It never happened. Like, they got Woo
I'm good.
Like, I'm good, man. I'm good. Like, but this goes to show you that Tony Khan really does need somebody to tell him no. And I understand he's the owner and the only person that can do that is his dad, but look at the product.
Yeah, but still, here's the thing is that just like the product, and he has so much talent to choose from.
He really does.
And and let's just, I'm just going to start with some of the lower card from Lee Moriarty, Shane Taylor, from Brian Cage, the Gates of Agony, from Ricky Starks.
Oh, where's Ricky?
And when is Ricky Starks? He's gonna have another title shot.
I think Ricky is done. I think Ricky is done. I think Ricky's next stop is the WWE because that boy has way too goddamn much talent to be being wasted. Ricky Starks right now, if
he's a big fish in the
WWE right now,
he's a big fish in a little pond right now.
Yes, Ricky Starks, and the craziest part about that is I know that Ricky Starks is done. I think Tony knows that Ricky Starks is done. That's why we put Rick. If your product is so great, then put Ricky Starks out there. Young, charismatic, good looking. The fuck? What like?
And why is his tag team
ambassadors to AEW? Not you with a fucking neck brace on, turning your head and shit, and making Harvey Weinstein jokes. The fuck is you?
And why is Ricky Starks' tag team partner begging Chris Jericho to be his manager?
Can
you teach me?
Listen. I need Chris Jericho to never anymore. I need him to never. Just add anything you want to at the end of that never, but I need Chris Jericho to never. I need him to. How in the fuck do you call yourself the learning tree? If you don't sit your fucking concave chest having ass down some fucking way, the learning tree? Hold on. Jericho Vortex. These are names he has patented. These are names he has patented. So I'm not saying something that is not true. He's patented these fucking names.
The Jericho Vortex. And the Jericho
Vortex. Yes, because anybody that gets in the middle of it no longer has goddamn. Listen,
nobody comes out of it.
Talented motherfucker, aka MJF, to not be sucked into the goddamn Jericho Vortex. What happened to Mac Daddy and Cool Hand, whatever the fuck? Where they at?
Like Matt Menard sometimes he still does commentary. So
Jesus.
sometimes he's there, sometimes he's not. But whenever Daniel Garcia is there, then he's out with Garcia.
Listen, and Danny Garcia is another one. Danny Garcia.
Garcia is another one. And Garcia needs to stop that stupid ass dancing.
But you know
he
what?
needs to stop that stupid ass dancing. But here's the thing.
He's young and he's impressionable. Like I told you, I went to see Collision in St. Louis. I went to see it. And the best match I saw that night was Buddy Matthews versus Danny Garcia. I bullshit you not. That was
I believe it.
That match was crisp. Them boys was in there whooping each other's ass. And then you had FTR on one side. You had the House of Black on the other side. So it was a hot angle and it looked great. And yes, at one point he did start doing the dance. But Danny Garcia, he has charisma. This is what I'm talking about. Tony is not the best salesman of his own fucking product. He's not. He reminds me of a dude that makes crack cocaine and then smokes it in front of people to show how good it is. Hey man, that's what you sell. Other people sell the shit for you. You don't.
Yeah, that's what you don't say. Hey, I'll show you how it is. No.
Hold on, let me show you. This is the best crack ever.
It's the best ever. No, you don't do that.
No, you don't do that. That's not your job. But he will not get off of it. And then he goes out there and does this fumble fuck shit with the fucking, we're the Pepsi of wrestling. They're the WWE's, the Harvey Weinstein. Did you see the people that he was talking to? Did you see the nervous laugh that they gave him?
Oh, yeah.
It was like, so what time? What is the Jaguars going to be? They couldn't wait to get that motherfucker the fuck up. They gave up though. Listen, they gave up
when he started talking about the pile driver being the deadliest, being the
you can hear people in the background laughing. You can hear it.
He said being the deadliest move in all of professional wrestling, and is the move has been banned
in Tennessee.
In Tennessee, blah 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 blah, and
dog,
and which
people in the background laughing. You can hear
which is and you're right about that little factoid. You were right. You know, then okay, and but see, here's the thing.
People laughing at that motherfucker.
That little factoid started in like the 30s or 40s.
Yes.
And was
because
almost
the Tennessee
like
Athletic Commission didn't like the fact that some people
it made a
pile driver and they were really fucked up because
some people didn't know how to do it properly.
Exactly. So Tennessee banned it, but that was like in the fucking 40s.
Yeah, and
Lewis was still wrestling. The fuck are you talking about?
And so fast forward to about 40 years later, I don't know, since you watched it a little bit earlier than I am, but I'm going by the 80s when I was watching it. But fast forward 40 years later, and I'm seeing pile driver after pile driver after pile driver, and which for the longest while, Randy Savage used to use a pile driver as his finisher.
Yes, and fucking Vince McMahon banned it after Stone Cold. Well, he didn't ban it. He banned the front face variation, and I don't think it was. I think it was before. I think it was before Stone Cold. But I know the NWA at one point did ban the motherfucker.
Yeah, he did ban the Tombstone pile driver.
Yeah, he banned certain people doing it because you can't fucking Owen Hart fucked up Stone Cold's neck because of that shit. But again, do you think these people on this network give a fuck? They don't care. Understand, and I think this is where Tony's fucking up. The perception of wrestling in the United States today is WWE wrestling. Period. The end of the goddamn conversation starts with WWE. It ends with WWE. And some of the people that you were talking to on these networks, some of these old wide men, they remember Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior. They don't know who the fuck you are. They know your father owns the Jaguars. Okay, so I am Tony Khan. I am the son of Shad Khan. Shad Khan owns the Jacksonville Jaguars. So the NFL Network knows you because your daddy owns the Jacksonville Jaguars. The fucking NFL knows you because your daddy owns the Jacksonville Jaguars. You have this little side project. It's called AEW, All Elite Wrestling. Now, you're trying to fight the perception of WWE, which, again, they've had 40 years on your bitch ass. For as long as you've been alive, it has been WWE, WCW, and CW. Okay. And then when those two went away, WWE was still sitting there. So you are coming in as the new upstart guy. You on a show talking about fucking football. What was this? The NFL Network? You were on the motherfucking NFL Network. So, and mind you, because I saw it Monday, which was fucking hilarious. Raw was in Kansas City. And who's sitting in the front row? 3-time Super Bowl champion Patrick Mahomes, who gives up 3 of his fucking Super Bowl rings so that Logan Paul can end up punching JD McDonough in his big ass head. But when Braun Strowman decided, I'm going to say something to Patrick Mahomes, who stood up? 2 of his linemen. What were they holding on to? WWE branded merchandise Super Bowl champion belts. So even the NFL Network knows what WWE is. So you have this little upstart company. Okay, great. You want to talk about it? Fine. Yeah, but Harvey Weinstein, dog, that's like you go out on your first date with your dream girl. She finally says yes. She is ready to go. And the first
right there.
The dinner is going okay.
Right there.
Yeah, the dinner's
going great. Everything's going great. She
doesn't like the fact that you're walking around with a tuxedo shirt, but that's okay.
She thinks, she sees a tuxedo shirt. She thinks, oh, he's quirky, he's funny, and and you're having a great conversation.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden,
the fact of how good you are, you're a good guy, and then you compare it to her ex-boyfriend who she still talks to, and you refer to him as a rapist. The fuck are you doing? The date's done. The date is done. Them people's like, hold on. So who's the Jaguars drafting? Like, they don't want to hear that shit. The fuck were you think? Like, again, this is what I mean when I say Tony Khan, he is not the best salesman for his own product. He's not. I'm sorry. No. I know it's going to hurt a lot of AEW fans' feelings. Dave Meltzer and Tony Khan are not the people you need to be selling your fucking shit. You don't. You have an entire fucking... Dave Meltzer can shut the fuck up at any time. Dave Meltzer is more than happy to take a big, huge, refreshing cup of shut all the fuck up anytime he wants to. But Tony Khan is not the best salesman for AEW. I mean...
No, and I saw an article. This news article that essentially because of all of this, the footage and everything like that, I'm guessing, I don't know for sure, but the way that it read like that, but it could be the headline, but it's saying basically that Tony Khan lost a TV deal.
He did. He lost. Hold on, because I'm looking dead at it. Let me
he lost a TV deal because of all of this bullshit, and then.
Oh boy. And this is what I mean. He is dry. He is the worst part of AEW. Yes, the wrestling has a bunch of flippy flop shit and
the whole thing
overly staged bullshit, and I understand that. But a good booker could fix that. Again, we have to say this on this show one more time. Scott D'Amore is still out there, Tony. You could fucking hire him tomorrow. And I know it sounds like we carrying a lot of water for Scott D'Amore, but goddamn it, the man needs a fucking booker. Okay, so Booker can handle all that flippy flop bullshit and those storylines. That's understandable. But Tony Khan is the worst part of AEW right now. He is. Absolutely the goddamn worst fucking part of AEW. Like, I don't even want to watch it because of him. I don't.
I mean, hell, Tony, Indeed. Use Indeed if you don't want to hire Scott Demore. Use Indeed. Something. I mean, Jesus Christ. You just lost a TV deal. You know that said you lost money, Tony.
Oh,
you just
shit.
lost money.
You
Tony,
and at the end of the day,
and
hold on. And then Forbes said that AEW is worth it has a market value of $2 billion.
Well, see, AEW is private too, so we don't know that for a fact. We're only going by what Tony Khan says.
If AEW is worth $2 billion fucking dollars right now, I have some dirty draws that were worn by a somewhat famous TikToker that are worth at least $100,000. There's no fucking way this company is worth $2 billion motherfucking dollars. Not with him at the head of it. There's no way.
Bro, I'm gonna put it like this. All right. If that company's worth $2 billion, I'm a white man. Not a white man.
A white man.
There's a difference between a white man and a white man. I'm a white man.
You can't, like, there's no ethical fucking reason why Tony Khan is doing the shit that he's doing. Because if you're trying to build your brand, if AEW is the brand, then let the fucking wrestling speak for itself. Hire people that make the wrestling better. Hire a goddamn booker, which is what we keep saying week after week, whether it's on podcast, whether it's live, it does not matter. We say the same fucking thing every fucking week. Tony, for the love of everything that is holy, fucking hire a booker. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Hire a goddamn booker.
Because a booker would have told him, shut the fuck up. A booker would have been like, hey, unless it's about how good AEW is, do not bring up WWE. Because at the end of the damn day, that is Tony's biggest problem. That is Tony's number one biggest fucking problem. He cannot let go of his, I won't even say unnatural. It's not even unnatural. It's not even unnatural. His bullshit hatred of WWE, and they don't give a fuck. It's a one-sided fight. It's a one-sided fight.
It's like he's petty and spiteful for shit that he did.
He did. And he fucking did. You hate WWE because when your mom was sick, a couple of people called and asked, a couple of people from WWE called a couple of your wrestlers and asked them, oh, when's your contract up? Okay, that happens all the time. You did it. Motherfucker, half your goddamn roster is filled with former WWE wrestlers. So there's that. Okay, you dislike them because the one time you bragged up Title Tuesday because you moved your show to Tuesday after NXT moved their show from Wednesday. They gave you Wednesday. Wednesday was yours. Okay, so you moved to Tuesday.
You decided you were gonna do a Tuesday Night War. You were gonna reignite,
and you got your ass whooped. You got your ass. It happens. I've been punched in my fucking mouth and had blood coming out of my shit. You don't win every fucking fight, but you.
And here's the thing, and your flagship show lost against the WWE's lowest rated show at the time. At that time, it was the lowest rated show.
It was it's their developmental show.
Yes.
Even because a lot of people are like, well, the black and gold was better. The black and gold was still fucking developmental.
It's still developmental.
The fuck are you talking? All them people that you saw on the black and gold roster, guess what? Guess where they at? Maine. They're on the main roster. You lost your flagship show, your big centerpiece show. Lost to WWE's developmental fucking show. And rather than you learning from it, you got pissed. Okay, you know how you beat a motherfucker that is in the same business as you? You do better business. You have this entire fucking bloated ass roster. You got fucking what? 5-6 hours a week? I should be seeing more faces than the same 10.
Yeah,
should
two Dynamite, two
Rampage. Is Rampage an hour?
Rampage is an hour. Collision is 2 hours. So 5 hours of content.
5 hours of content.
Let's say 5 hours of content every week.
Mm-hmm.
There should be no motherfucking reason why those 5 hours should be dominated by the same 5 people every
None.
week.
None.
And you have a whole entire roster full of people and have like 250 fucking titles.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody gets a goddamn title just for
showing up. It's like, hey,
just for showing up to work. Here, hey, you got a championship
we invented
title
a title for you. Now you done. And hold on, and they still have fucking Ring of Honor. What the fuck? Like, you have all of this talent, but you are gonna die on a hill that you. Does he know it's over? Like, WWE is not thinking about them. It's
WWE is just WWE is so they're so far.
They're
so far
like
ahead.
He can't see them.
Like,
that's how far away they are.
Like WWE is so far ahead to the point where they don't even see AEW in the rear view anymore.
At all. They don't even notice the motherfucker in the room. Like, oh shit.
And I would ask you this, because I honestly I don't know the answer to this. And maybe what do you think that Tony could do aside from hiring bookers, hiring writers, hiring, what could he do to improve it right now?
I have
like just him and trying to,
if he's
just him and trying to deal with the Bucks.
Yeah, if he's determined to go this shit alone, I got 5. Number 1, the Bucks are no longer EVPs.
Yep,
that's the first one. You give them a choice. All right, you either gonna do that flippy flop shit in the fucking ring, or you gonna stay your ass back here and be the goddamn executive vice presidents. But you're not gonna do both. Fire their ass. If they pick the ring, you go into the ring. That's it. You are no longer back here. We're gonna get some competent executive vice presidents. Your motherfucking asses gotta go. But we started it. I don't give a fuck. Gotta go. Number 2. Besides hiring a motherfucking booker, start thinking about your matches. If Dynamite is on Wednesday, by the time the show closes on Wednesday, you should know what the next Wednesday looks like. You should already, while you're watching the matches, oh, that's a storyline right there. Oh, that's a storyline. Ooh, that's another storyline. You should have 10 storylines by the end of the match, by the end of tonight. By the time fucking Dynamite goes off the air, you should have 10 fucking matches ready for next week. And you should be telling everybody during the week. Okay, so you got a Collision. That's number 2. Number 3, if Collision is going to be a different show than Dynamite, then you make it a different fucking show. Raw is different than SmackDown. Do they have the same matches? Yes. Sometimes they even have the same wrestlers. Yes. But it's different fucking shows because you have different storylines going on in different fucking shows. So if Collision is going to be your SmackDown and fucking Dynamite is going to be your Raw, then keep them as such. Raw is 3 hours, so you expect a spectacle. Dynamite is your spectacle. So all that crazy, goofy shit that the Bucks want to do, that's on Dynamite. On Collision, that is where your wrestling is. You should have the Collision 6. Same way goddamn Paul Heyman had the SmackDown 6. You should have the Collision 6. It should definitely be FTR. It could be Jay Briscoe, Jay Lethal, Swerve Strickland if you want to put him on there. But if you want technical wrestler, Bryan Danielson. Have it to where the roster over there is about hard-hitting fucking wrestling. It is 2 hours of just nonstop technical wrestling. It's storyline driven so that the technical wrestlers can get in and actually do technical wrestler shit, but it's storyline driven. Dynamite, you can do all that crazy hardcore bullshit. Whatever the fuck you want to do. They should never bleed. Rampage should be your motherfucking developmental show. Not ready for primetime player type show. That's where you put all them young people, all those young wrestlers that, oh my God, I did a fucking Swanton flippy flop thing that I've never done in the history of my life, and I just cracked my fucking favorite my opponent in the ribs with broke 3 of his goddamn ribs. Keep that shit on Rampage. Keep that shit on Rampage. Put that shit on YouTube. Keep that shit on Rampage. That is your developmental fucking show. That's the third. Number 4, since you split these fucking shows up that way, put some fucking body over the top of them. Put somebody over the top of them. You are the motherfucker in charge of Dynamite. Take your motherfucking you over there. You in charge of Dynamite. You handle Dynamite. You handle Collision. Get your ass over there, Collision. Go, bye-bye. You Collision. Your Rampage. Take your rampaging ass the fuck over there. You put these motherfuckers in charge and you leave them the fuck alone. Leave them alone. They run the fucking show. In other words, it's a booker. But what do I know? And finally, fifth and finally, Tony Khan should never be in front of a camera again. Never. No more media scrums. No more dancing. No more microphone. Sit your motherfucking ass in the goddamn office. You are the fucking owner. If I wake up tomorrow and they just so happen to say, well, congratulations, Mr. Khan, you're running AEW. Good. You will never see me again. You will never. I'll come behind the scenes. I'll talk to the boys. Hey, how you doing? Hey, how's your wife? How's your kids? I have no social media. I ain't tweeting shit. I will never tweet again. Never. My black ass is in the motherfucking office. I sign the checks and I make sure shit runs fucking smooth. And I make sure everybody fucking knows this. I am not an online character. I'm not an on-screen character. I'll be at the scrums in the back. My booker, hey, was that a Rampage match that was on our pay-per-view? Get your motherfucking ass out there and talk about that Rampage match. Bye-bye. You got like 9,050, 11 motherfucking titles. Your Rampage title could be that A&P bullshit. Or, whatever. You got 9,000 fucking titles. So you got all these fucking shows. So put them on the motherfucking shows. Like if Dynamite is if Dynamite's your flagship, your world champion should be on that bitch all the goddamn time. Every time you turn around, it should be, hey, Swerve. Hey, Swerve's eating a sandwich. Hey, Swerve's drinking a Pepsi. Oh, Swerve's wrestling. Whatever. Rampage is your developmental shit. Take them developmental titles. They goddamn Continental Classic fuck shit, whatever the fuck Okada's walking around with. That is now a Rampage title. That's your world title for your show. It's the Rampage, it's the AEW Rampage Continental Classic title, whatever the fuck. On Collision, you can have your fucking TNT title. That's the big title. Since you already got 3 brands, make 3 fucking types of fucking tag team titles. That way FTR can be out there really having good fucking matches against other hard-hitting tag teams on Collision. The Bucks can hold on to that bullshit on Dynamite. And Rampage being your developmental show, you now have developmental tag team champions. The Rampage champions, you can make the fucking belt look like the old hardcore title. It's just gold and flippy flop shit, whatever. That's the 5 things I would do. And I know Tony Khan will never do it. The craziest part about it is all of that shit he could do right now. Right. Time meow.
Yeah.
Right now. He could be doing this shit right the fuck now. Because you have Tony Khan has the bones and the foundation and the structure to do this, but he don't know how to handle it. He don't know how to manage it. The biggest problem with Tony, if I handed you all the parts to a nuclear weapon, and you turned around, instead of making a rocket, you made a hut, and you over here cooking your food over the goddamn the fuel rods, the nuclear fuel rods. And
everybody
you don't use the rockets to heat the fucking thing up. I'm gonna look at you and go, what the fuck is wrong with you? Oh man, I didn't know how to make no rocket, but look at my cool ass castle. Motherfucker, you are cooking your food over nuclear waste. What's wrong with you? That's Tony. He's got all of this shit. It's a baby with a laser. It's a kitten with 2 legs, or with a goddamn AR-15. You know what he's doing? He has the for this shit.
I get it. I could
go ahead.
Definitely see that.
I want to hear what would you before we end this show. Angry.
What would I do?
Give me 5 things you would do that Tony Khan could do right now to improve AEW. Give me 5
What he could do right now. Well,
right now.
First off, one, I would definitely restructure these shows because, all right, you have 2 different promotions.
Mm-hmm.
You could literally do this. Your flagship show is going to be Dynamite. Keep that AEW. Swerve, you're a champ. He main events that motherfucker every goddamn night.
Yep.
If he doesn't main event, then he should at least be, somewhere within that main event scene.
A number 1 contender for his title.
A number 1 contender for his title. Every week, it should be some mention of Swerve. Every fucking week. You have 2 hours. You could have all your AEW titles there. Your international title, your continental title, your and the world title. Have all that shit right there.
Oh, and the tag team titles.
And the tag team title.
Yeah.
Have all the shit there. You've got all the talent there. Keep your AEW talent there to compete for those titles. Rampage. This way you can be a little bit different. Make Rampage 2 hours. Rampage, strictly Ring of Honor.
Oh,
all Ring of Honor.
Yes.
So you have your Ring of Honor World Champ, your Tag Champs. All your Ring of Honor people are there.
You can rename
that way,
Ring of Honor Rampage. You can really fucking rename
it. You can name it ROH Rampage, Ring of Honor Rampage, whatever way you want to go with it. All your Ring of Honor people are there. So that way, they all have TV time. They all have exposures. And then that way, you don't have like 30, 40, 50 goddamn titles every fucking week. You have your set ones there. Collision, you can mix it up a little bit on that one. Collision, you can have AEW versus Ring of Honor.
Yes.
Have their little mini tournaments.
Just like fucking Saturday Night's main event. So just Saturday Night's main event.
Yeah, since he loves his tournament so much. Tournaments. That where your tournaments are.
Yes.
Your tournaments for this, your world title tournament. If you want to have unification matches, you can have that shit there. All of your shit there. And you could use that to set up for pay-per-views, since that's on Saturday and pay-per-views will be on Sunday. You could lead all that shit right there.
Yes.
Organizing
furthering storylines on Collision.
Furthering storylines. All of that shit right there on Collision. Leading into the pay-per-view.
Into the pay-per-view, yeah.
That's number 1. 2, no more fucking scrums.
No more.
Cut out these median scrums.
You already got people here to like 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the goddamn morning. Why are you still having them?
Here's the thing. Yeah, they're already there. Fans, talent, people, they're already there at like 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. We're ready to go to fuck home.
Yes.
We're ready to go to fuck home.
It's a trap at this point. We're like, I don't want to play no more.
And you see,
here, shit.
And if you don't, and clear cut proof was when Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso won the tag titles. Yep. They thought they could go.
Yes.
So
I'm out.
So they drank. They got a little lit, and then they got told, "Oh, you got to do the music." No, cut that shit out.
Cut it out, man.
Cut that shit out, because I mean, all it is just, and the fucked up things with Tony's scrums is you have these fake media people that you've hired to ask these people the questions that only make sense to you. It's like,
it's
asking Orange Cassidy, is he the best wrestler? No,
goddamn well that man. Like,
no, he's not.
So Orange, are you the best wrestler ever? No. Goddamn well you're not. No. Don't play, man. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Cut all that shit out. I mean, unless unless you planning on completely breaking all kayfabe with these scrums, then that's your prerogative. You do that.
Come on, man.
But No more scrums.
No more. Like, nobody has
3.
time for that anymore, man.
Said 3. Somebody take Tony's phone away from him. Somebody take his fucking phone away from him. All of these tweets.
And now you see why I
all of this
said I'd be
shit,
the boss.
all of this. Take his fucking phone away from him.
Please take his phone away. Jesus, man. Just take his phone away.
That's it.
Take his fucking phone away.
It's just
take it
take
away.
his goddamn phone away.
Take his phone away. You don't need it anymore. You don't need to tweet. Don't need to tweet ever.
And number 4, cut down your comedy wrestlers. Like I get every now and again, you know, somebody wants to do something funny, and that's cool. But not every wrestler needs to be a comedy wrestler. You don't need to have a Brandon Cutler and Orange Cassidy and Daniel Garcia, and you don't need that many comedy wrestlers.
The reason people love R-Truth so fucking much is because he's not all over the show all the goddamn time. So R-Truth comes out, it's something special. R-Truth, oh shit, he gonna laugh. That's funny in a motherfucker. And then he goes fuck away. Like he's not there.
Because R-Truth, he comes out, he does a promo or whatever the case may be, he does a backstage vignette or something like that.
That's it.
And you see, you laugh, or if you
we don't get tired of him. Nobody gets
and he goes
because he literally
on.
I'm out, and then you will see him wrestle. He'll win a tag title. He'll say some goofy shit to Triple H, and then he will be the fuck out. But like the falling, the tearing apart of the best friends. I don't give a fuck about them. They weren't the best friends.
And here's the thing: is that with WWE, who's their comedy wrestlers? R-Truth, Jimmy Uso.
Yep. That's it. There you go. One-on-one show.
That's it.
On another one.
One on Raw, one on SmackDown.
That's it.
Okay. And it's not flooded with the comedy wrestlers the whole time.
It isn't, because there's no way in hell I'd watch Chad Gable snap on Alpha Academy if I knew I had to see R-Truth come out there dancing and singing all the fucking time. Like, hey, man.
Yeah, it's like,
I love you, but get the fuck on, man. Come on.
Yeah. And what was that? Number 4?
Yeah.
No, number 3.
No, that was number 4. That was number 4. Because you get the guy.
4.
Yeah.
And that's it. And number 5. Tony, build a performance center. Build a performance center.
I saw your mouth shape them words. I was like, he about to say performance center. He about to say performance center. Yeah.
Because quite honestly, it's the thing is, all right. And I will never forget this, because I heard this from Jade Cargill. She did an interview. She was saying that they basically told her, hit what's her name with the chair. And she was like, how do I do it? Because
I'll never forget that. I'll never forget her saying that.
And
never.
CM Punk had to show her how to safely hit somebody with a chair.
Yeah.
It never would have happened if they had a performance center.
Do you know how many fucking problems how many injuries we could fucking avoid if you could train these motherfuckers? Like, I get it. Everybody loves Vikingo. Don't ask me why. I just don't know. I'm not Commander, Vikingo. I'm not really a fan, and I get it. Okay, they're
like, I get
fine, great, fantastic, but bruh, like, Sammy, do you understand? Sammy Guevara has injured both of the Hardy brothers.
Yes.
Both of them.
Just from the flippy shit.
Just from the flippy shit.
And I get it. I like Lucha Libre. I watch it. I do like it. I enjoy it. The flippy shit and everything that they do, and that's great.
Yeah.
And that fits Lucha Libre. And I watch the Japanese style wrestling with the New Japan, IWG. I watch that, and I get it. Sometimes they do flippy shit, sometimes they don't, but it's all, most of 9 times out of 10, 10 times out of 10, it's all strong style.
Yes.
Sometimes they flip, sometimes they don't. It just depends on the match. And that's great for them, and it works for that.
Yes.
Here, American style, natural classically, the technical and the brawling style and
yes.
and those styles
you
of wrestling.
flippy when you have to flippy. I mean, fuck the Undertaker jumped out of a ring, but if you ain't got a flippy,
you do
what you flipping for?
Right. And you do the flippy whenever, you decide, oh, I want to press this girl in the front row. I'm a flip. And you do a flip. Okay. All right.
That was great. Once.
Cool. That was great. And hope you hit.
I hope it works out. Yeah, I hope it works out, buddy.
Hope it works out at the end of the show for you. And that's great. And that works out, and guys like Ricochet and I'll say it like this.
Yeah.
Ricochet is one. He could do the flippy shit. He could do a technical shit. He could do all the ground shit. And he's not just limited just to doing the flippy shit because
that's all he can.
That's all he knows. And
Ricochet can actually have a fucking match.
He can have a great match.
He can have flippy shit in the match, but he can actually
but he can have a great match.
Collar and elbow tie up. He knows how to do a fucking
arm drag and
drop toe holds and shit like that. He's not. Yes. Oh, I'm gonna do 60 different variations of a fucking superplex. Like, motherfucker, if you don't,
because it's not like he's got to do 2-3 flips and then superplex and then
another flip and
then another flip and then a Hurricane Rana and then another flip and it.
What the fuck is that?
Because has he has matches where he looks like a live action anime? Absolutely.
Yes.
You see.
But I also remember that motherfucker having a goddamn. Who the fuck did he won the Intercontinental title? That was a hard hitting fucking match, and then there was the match that he lost the motherfucker with Gunther. Gunther's not. Gunther's not playing with you. All that goddamn flippy floppy shit. Gunther will chop the brakes off your stupid ass. But yes, Tony does need a fucking performance center because you can't. Oh, we just signed Flippingo. Okay, I saw him in maybe indie match. I looked him up. This motherfucker has a career that ain't even as long as I've been wearing these draws. Okay, and you put him in the ring on the first night next to I don't know fucking one of them goddamn goofy motherfuckers that you have on there. He does a Spanish fly 360 fucking hurricane fucking swanton, and now all of a sudden you done broke the motherfucker dude on the bottom's legs. Now his ass is gonna be on the shelf for 16 months because he couldn't walk after this motherfucker done this weird ass variation on whatever the fuck it was he thought he had in Mortal Kombat. Like, dude, train them, please. Stop putting them in front of me if they ain't been trained. Because I don't want to see them. I'm sorry. I don't like watching people I grew up watching catch concussions for no reason whatsoever. Like, I watched that Sammy fucking flip on the Jeff Hardy's face, and all I could think is, motherfucker, you just
like, oh man. And the only thing I could think of as soon as I saw it is like when I saw his knee hit Jeff's nose like that, I was like, oh.
Oof. I was like, bruh, did he?
That was my first reaction.
Really
I was like,
happen? Was that a real thing? Did he just really do that? I was like,
oh, yeah. I was like, oh.
But again, I watched him spear fucking Matt Hardy off of some 15-foot bullshit, and Matt Hardy's whole head crank, crank. And Matt, you could tell Matt was out. Matt was done. That motherfucker was a cooked chicken, just walking around.
I would not be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised
I thought
his concussion rate shot up.
Dog, I thought he was dead. When he hit the ground, when his head hit the fucking ground, I thought he was dead. I'm like, he done killed Matt Hardy. I'm like, this is the end of this fucking company. He didn't just kill Matt Hardy. He killed a fucking future Hall of Famer. He's done. Tony's done. AEW's done. I thought he was dead. And then when fucking Spanish God Superfly stupid ass landed on Jeff's face, I thought the same thing. He didn't kill another Hardy. Like, would you please have a performance center so this motherfucker learns the shit that he want to do?
And the thing is, and here's the thing, and I the reason I say performance center is because I saw this match, and oddly enough, it is with Ray Phoenix and the Plumber Moxley. Oh, and with that motherfucking referee Stephon Smith.
That was.
Here's the thing, and for the international breakfast title,
the crispy chicken breakfast channel, like
yeah.
what the, all of that,
and the thing is that if there was a performance center, Ray Phoenix would not have dropped Moxley on his head the way he did. He never would have gave him the concussion the way he did. And then more importantly, Stephon Smith wouldn't have shown how freaking bony everything it is by stopping clearly halfway at 2.
Yes.
And knowing full well that Moxley didn't even kick out.
He did.
And then saying,
like, come on, man. The referees need to be trained. The
referees need to be trained. The wrestlers need to be trained, because there's going to be times
gave him that concussion outside the ring.
Yes.
Get him in the ring.
And here's the thing is that if Stephon should know like some stuff on the fly, hey, he's not moving. I've got to count 3. Otherwise, I'm exposing.
But nobody in his earpiece telling him to go home early because of this. You mean to tell me they saw this happening, watching John flopping around like a kitten walking sideways, and nobody in his ear was like, "Go home early. Go home early. Go home early." Tell Ray whatever the fuck he's gonna do, and goddamn it, 1, 2, 3, get him the fuck up out of there because that dude is fuck. You mean to tell me nobody saw that? Get the.
And here's the thing: Moxley didn't even say anything to him until. It's like, you're telling me that Moxley didn't say anything to him. It's like, yo,
he didn't grab his hand, didn't squeeze.
Or even
you all supposed to be in there taking care of each other. You mean to tell me that he didn't grab the referee's hand and squeeze the dog shit out? I'm like, bro, I go home early. Please go home. Please. I don't want to say no more. I can't remember what my wife's name, and she works here. Please go home early. You mean to tell me nobody did that? Nobody? Performance center. But
yes.
Performance center, motherfucker. Goddamn performance center. Like, he gave him 2.
He gave him 2
stupid ass drivers.
Said 2 Rikishi drivers, and did not have the ass to cushion it. So he fell flat on his fucking head.
Oh my God. Like, the first one was bad enough.
And then gave him a second one.
Did it again. Performance
on top of his fucking head.
Oh my!
Because again, giving him the Rikishi driver, but did not have the ass to cushion it.
No ass.
Rikishi did.
Because Ray Phoenix is what, 150 pounds soaking wet with 2 rocks in his fucking pocket?
That's about right.
Are you fucking with me? Like,
and Rikishi and Rikishi's over 300.
Over 300 and can lift a motherfucking man.
And can lift a motherfucker up like that. And then when he dropped down, it was
all ass. It was all ass.
Yeah. And the guy's head never hit because his thighs were so thick that
remember fucking Big E used to do that. That used to be Big E's fucking finishing maneuver. Big E has some big ass thighs. That's not me talking bad about the man. The man does have some,
because he does. Yeah, that's
if
you can look at him and see that.
Yeah, if you have large thighs and shit, yeah, that's just fantastic. You got a big ass, that's fantastic.
Yeah, you could do that.
If you weigh $150, the fuck are you doing?
It's like,
Performance Center. Performance Center. What are we here for? You done gave this man a concussion 3 times over. Performance Center. Just
Performance Center.
Just Performance Center, man. Like, that ain't even commentate. That's Performance Center, motherfucker. The fuck? You right. Listen, we gotta end this. We gotta end this show. And
even then didn't even get to NXT with
nothing.
With the results of spring break-in. Which congratulations to Trick.
Congratulations,
Trick, for winning the title.
Hold on.
Congratulations to Ilya for moving to the main roster.
Yes. We finally get match number 3. We get that's the rubber match, baby. Gunther versus Ilya is gonna be nasty. They need wherever Gunther is, they need to put Ilya's ass on him.
That is a SummerSlam match.
Oh, that's gonna
since it's past WrestleMania, that's a SummerSlam match. That's Survivor Series.
It's just gonna be
that's a Royal Rumble match.
Yes, and it's just going to be brutal. It is going to be if their first 2 matches, the one they had in NXT UK and the one they had on fucking Stand and Deliver, is any indication, Ilya Gunther 3 is gonna be nasty. That's be some main roster shit people gonna remember.
Absolutely.
Listen, I cannot wait. Ilya Gunther.
I'm waiting.
Listen.
I'm salivating for that one.
That's not some shit.
I'm waiting for that one.
That's not some shit you put on Raw. That's not some shit you put on SmackDown.
No, that's a pay-per-view match.
That's a pay-per-view match. That is a
I would say
breaks off each other.
No, I say they face each other. On Raw.
Yeah,
just kind of get that taste out. Just
get that taste. Yeah, because
everybody get it. Everybody get a feel.
But,
everybody get a feel of it, get a taste of it.
Yeah.
So you can say,
hey,
oh, I like this.
Oh, and Michael Cole and Pat McAfee are gonna remind people every time these two step in the ring, it's just violent. And we get a chance.
They're gonna say, we're gonna see a hard-hitted match. It's gonna be hard-hitted.
And then we get to see fucking previews or from the past where they was beating. Wait,
and you're gonna see when they beating the brakes off of each other.
Oh
yeah, that's a pay-per-view match.
That's a pay-per-view match, baby. That is a pay-per-view match. But we'll
congrats to them.
Oh, Trick.
Everybody in NXT, but Trick. Congrats to Trick.
Before we end this, Trick Williams has explained exactly how the chant is supposed to go. Because far too many people was out here yelling, "Whoop that Trick." And they was like, "Are you referring to your opponent?" And Trick Williams said, "It's whoop that, comma, Trick."
Trick.
Now you can call his opponent a Trick, and that would make sense, but it's whoop that, comma, Trick. And if Trick does not start, if they're not redoing Trick Williams music right now to put them goddamn Booker T ad libs in it, I don't want to hear it. I downloaded the fucking his music, and it's just his fucking just the instrumental. I can send you something because I need that. There was somebody that did an edit, a video edit on YouTube, audio edit, video edit, and kind of added in crowd noise and Booker T doing it. But it's like, man. I need that because I want to walk around the house like that. I need that. The new house, I need to walk around in the new house like.
Look, I'm gonna tell you like this. That it's one of those songs. It's like EO Sky's song. It's one of those themes that gets you hyped just to do basic shit.
Yes, I can't wait to wash dishes or take out trash while that's playing in the background. What?
Yeah. I like it.
I need that.
Oh yeah, man.
Send that shit to me. Send it to me because I need it.
I got you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another thrilling episode of Superplex Party. We are wrestling fans first, foremost, first, last, and always. And yeah.
Join us on our live stream.
We're gonna. We might not live stream tomorrow, but we probably will live stream sometime this weekend because I still got. My wife hates me.
I know you still got unpacking to do.
I got to unpack. But yes, if you
stuff like that,
unpacking like a motherfucker, just listening to Whoop That Trick. I can't. Oh my God, with the ad libs.
Yeah, man.
I need that in my life. Ladies and gentlemen, this match has been stopped.
Hopefully we'll talk. Hopefully Tony Khan will keep WWE out the mouth so we could start focusing on WWE. Because
whatever the fuck it is that he needs to do, He
Something.
needs to wash the mouth. He needs to wash WWE out of his mouth. And keep AEW in it. Like, goddamn, I've never seen a dude opine for a bitch that don't want him more than Tony Khan does for WWE. Like,
yes.
He's starting to act like Will Smith when his daddy left. I know that's a fucked up ass way to end this show, but Tony Khan is starting to act like that. Like he's yelling at him, down with him. I don't need him then, I don't need him now. You know, and he's talking about, I got Masu without him. I got Okada without him. I got Will Smith without him. And now there ain't a damn thing they can tell me about running a wrestling company.
Why don't CM Punk want to come back?
Yeah, then he just looks
Why don't CM Punk want to come back?
Yeah, then he looks at Shad Khan and goes, how come they don't want me, man? Like he needs to.
He looks at Shad and said, how come CM Punk quit?
Yeah, how come CM
Punk quit? How come he don't want to come back?
Oh, wash that shit out your mouth. All right, we will see y'all next week. 1, 2, 3. Match is over.
Acknowledge us.
Acknowledge us.
How come he don't want me, man?